Hello, this is Breck from Brooklyn Aerodrome, and I'm going to go over the process of creating the sub deck that we use for our educational programs. And, maybe other people want to use it as well. Anyway, here is a ready-to-go airplane that was flown recently. It's put together, and I just thought I would show you, take it apart to see how the sub deck interacts, and then I'll put it back together after we create a new sub deck. So let's get these stabilizers out. Doesn't really matter. And then we have the battery pack sitting here, which is always attached by Velcro. And then we have this thing, the sub deck in yellow. And what we're going to do is these servos are attached to the regular deck that we use for Brooklyn Aerodrome. So I'm going to detach them, unplug them, basically. That's this servo over here. There you go. And then this servo I will unplug as well. All right, so that's free. So now the servos are disconnected. They're not doing anything. And we can pull up the sub deck, which is, you can see this deck was used to have gear on it, but I pulled it off and made a sub deck for it. And this now is attached by Velcro. 2 Velcro strips here, which is more than adequate. You can see the matching Velcros here. Okay, so now we're going to go into the process of creating this. So the way we create it is to destroy it and take it apart. So hopefully that will help you understand what's going on. So first thing we're going to do is pull off the receiver. And I'm just going to go quick and take this thing apart. These bits of Velcro here were here just as part of an experiment. Don't ignore it. They don't matter. The only bits that matter are here and here. And so that's the receiver. I took the antenna off. Then I'll take this part off. And then I have the receiver free. There we go. It's the receiver by itself. Now I'll take the speed controller off. Just cut this and this. And we're pretty much done. That is a speed controller that is free. We'll disconnect everything because pretend we're building this from scratch. There we go. And then there's the motor mount and the motor. So we'll cut this and this. And that just comes right up. All right. Now you can attach this with some foam tape in here as well, but we didn't do that in this case. Okay, so that's it. We've just deconstructed what we're about to construct. All right, we'll throw away, keep your work surface neat, an important principle, and we start over. All right, so let's get the measurements of what we're looking for here. This deck is 5 inches in one dimension and 7 inches in the other. All right. So we will toss that. We're not going to use that anymore. Use a fresh one. And here's some nice recycled stuff from a maker fair. Bless their hearts, they let us have this stuff. And I need to go get a marker. But more dangerous. Well, we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to cut it out using the 5x7 template that we already have. So know that this is 5 inches by 7 inches, and we'll just cut it out as using the template that we have because I can't find a marker. So we got I am not into editing videos these days. Do this in cinema verite. The take is the take. Okay, come on. There we go. Brand new razor blade. Want the stuff to be sharp. So we're going to do that. So let's get a clean cut there. Stuff out of the way. That looks good. And this edge here. This is a straight edge. It's really nice to have a right angle when you work with coroplast because it's really easy to get janky stuff. It's hard to get right angles reestablished without a lot of work. Okay, so we got a right angle. And then we know that we're going to go let's go 5 inches down. This is not quite 7, so we'll just take this to 5. I'll just put a little mark here. And then I'll go down a little bit, put in a little mark at 5 inches again. Actually, what I like to do is try to line it up with a flute, because that I know that there won't be any crossing of the flutes. And I prefer the flutes go fore to aft. I don't know that it really matters. And then for the 7-inch dimension, we will just go and measure. Oops. All right, let's take out the camera person. My lovely wife Karen, very patient. And that's right, treat your wife right. She'll film you. Okay, and that's the 7-inch dimension, and we're just gonna cut that. straight up, all the way through. Use a lot of force, multiple cuts if you need to. There we go, we're free. Now we do the 5-inch side, which I just made 2 little cuts on. Remember, trying to honor the flutes a little bit. Across the flute. There we go, we're done. All maker fair sign. That's going to be on your subject. Okay, so something useful to be able to do is know the center point. So because this goes fore and aft, I want this to be at 2.5 inches. So I'm marking that right here, just a little snick. I might mark that with a pen instead, but I don't have one. And I am not going to go find one. So here we have the made up motor and speed control. We could take this apart or not. Oh, I do want to show you one trick, but I'll show you the trick later. Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to have this placed so that what I like to do is get this a little further so that I have enough room to put in a swipe of Velcro under here. So the Velcro is here, and I am going with, this is going to be a regular one. So we are going to put in Velcro right here at 5 inches, and I will just cut that approximately. It's not a particularly crucial dimension. The reason I'm going to put it on first is that it is going to help me decide how far to put back the motor. All right, so that's there. And we know that this is that wide, so we'll just roll it around. Okay, I made a little mark, and now I want this guy centered over the mark that I made, but I want this hole here to be not, I really do need a pen. Let's score it maybe. Like right here, when you think about the score right there. All right, so there we go, just a light score. I wouldn't do a score in a real build, but I'm just trying to mark it. Hopefully you can see that score. I want this hole here, because I'm going to put a zip tie through it, to not be on the other side of that score, because there's going to be all this Velcro there. I want it to be right, kind of like right about there. And then you center it, and you can just eyeball it. It's not a big deal. You just want the center of the shaft, kind of like right over where that little mark is. And then I just sort of, this is just look at the prop and just sort of see that it's aligned with that well, and then get your piece of scrap, chloroplast underneath it, and I just place it, and then we're just going to punch some holes. Exactly how hard this is going to be to do. And this is not a super crucial dimension, believe it or not. Just kind of want to make sure these holes are right, so that the mount is established. So this is a little bit this way or this way. It's not going to be the end of the world. All right. So next we attach the zip ties and extract them. Sharp Brooklyn Aerodrome approved orange zip ties, of course, because we want to be hip now. So we are well clear of the Velcro. I might, next time, I might move this a little further this way, because I want, basically the prop, I want this to be as far back as I can get it, so this doesn't violate this line here. But it's not the end of the world, it's just something wrong. I prefer to have that back, just for some reason I can't quite articulate. I just want my designs to kind of be consistent. I guess that's what it is. So we all do the same thing, and we meet on a field, we can swap out airplanes or parts easily enough. And there. And as always, when working with chloroplast, be prepared to punch the other direction, because it likes to kind of heal itself and make it hard to punch through. Okay, that's one. The other. There. Push this through here. There. Now, if you wanted to, you could put some double stick tape underneath this motor mount. It might make it a little better, but I've been fine without it. It's been fine. This is it. Again, trying to get a little less reliant on the double stick tape. So make that nice and tight. Okay, there we are. We're nice and mounted. See, motor mount's mounted. That is not interfering with this layer of hook and loop. This is the loop side, and that'll sit. The reason for this is this will now sit flat. If I had the hook and loop, on top of these, then this would be a little proud, and you'd have not a good bonding surface. So we want this little bit of raisedness to be interacting there. Okay. So let's put the rest of the stuff on. So next up, we have the speed controller. And because I know how these speed controllers work, I know that if I take the black side, keep going to black, and I connect to the black wire, and then the middle one goes to yellow,